Assalamu alaikum students. In the previous classes we did the first chapter of our book, that was a poem, The Voice of God, and now we are going to start the second chapter, and the title of the second chapter is The Wise Caliph. So you all know that wise means intelligent, and Caliph is a Muslim ruler. So this chapter is telling us about an intelligent Muslim ruler. So before reading the chapter, let's discuss the important point of the chapter. So actually this chapter is about Caliph Harun al-Rashid. Caliph Harun al-Rashid was 5th Abbasid Caliph. You all know about Abbasi Khulafa. So he was 5th Abbasid Caliph, and in the first paragraph of chapter we will read the introduction of this Caliph, and then we see that there comes a difficult case in his court, in the court of Caliph Harun al-Rashid. What was that difficult case? That difficult case was a dispute between a rich man and a beggar. So we will know about the dispute and what was there in the dispute, we will come to know. Then the Caliph will apply a simple but a marvelous trick, and he will solve the case easily. So with an easy solution he will give a just decision. So let's start reading the chapter. The Wise Caliph. The Caliph Harun al-Rashid was known and respected for his justice and wisdom. At night, he would disguise himself as a common man and go through the streets of Baghdad. He would mingle with the common people in order to gain first-hand knowledge of their difficulties and problems. So Caliph Harun al-Rashid was actually very famous for his fairness, for his intelligence, and at night he used to change his appearance and went through the streets of Baghdad. Baghdad was the capital of his kingdom. So one day when he was holding court, two men were brought before him. One of them was well dressed and appeared to be a well-to-do, respectable citizen, while the other seemed to be a beggar because he was in rags. These two men were holding between them a beautiful white horse. The Qazi approached the Caliph and said to him, "O leader of the faithful, I have brought before you a dispute which I could not settle. It is a difficult case, but I am certain that with your knowledge and wisdom, you will pronounce a just decision." "What is the dispute?" asked the Caliph. "These two men here are fighting over this horse. Each one of them claims and swears that this horse is his." Now one day he was having his court, a court of a king. We can say that this is his office, or not a modern time office. I'm talking about the past. So this was his office or his chamber, which was present in his palace or in his castle, and there he dealt all his matters of his kingdom. So one day when he was sitting in his court, two guys were brought before him, and one man seemed to be very respectable, very honorable, and the other man seemed to be a beggar, a poor man. And who brought them? Qazi brought them. Qazi was also an old designation. We can say a chief justice or a judge of present time. So chief justice of his kingdom brought a case before him. And he said, "O leader of the faithful, this is kind of greeting a king." So he was greeting the king, "O leader of the faithful, O leader of the loyal, I have brought before you a dispute. So the Qazi had brought a case before him, and that was a case, and he was sure, Qazi was sure that with his intelligence, Caliph would easily solve the case. So Caliph asked what was the dispute. So Qazi told him that there are two people who are fighting over a beautiful white horse, and everyone is demanding, everyone is taking oath, everyone is swearing that the horse is his. Step forward, the Caliph ordered the well-dressed man, and let's hear what you have to say. So first of all, Caliph ordered the rich man to come forward so he could listen to the statement of rich man. The man said to the Caliph, "O leader of the faithful, I beg to believe me that whatever I say in your presence shall be the truth. This morning when I was riding to the city, I saw this beggar limping along ahead of me. On hearing the sound of my horse's hoofs, he turned round and motioned to me to stop. I pulled the reins of my horse. He begged me to give him a ride up to the city gate. He was lame. I felt sorry for him, so I pulled him up behind me on the horse. When we reached the city gate, I stopped and turned round to help him get down. He refused to dismount. I was puzzled and gently told him to get down because we had reached the city gate. He said, 'Why should I get down? I gave you a ride and now you want to rob me of my horse?' So this is the statement of rich man. What did he say? He told the Caliph that he was telling the truth, and that day when he was riding to the city gate, he saw a man who was having some difficulty in walking and he was limping. After listening to his horse's hoofs, to the sound of the foot of the horse, he turned towards the man and indicated him to stop. So the rich man stopped, and the man who was actually the poor man, the beggar, he requested him to give him a lift to the city gate. He was lame, he was disabled. So the rich man felt pity for him, rich man felt sorry for him, and he gave him the lift and helped him to sit behind him on the horse. But when they reached the city gate, the poor man refused to get down, to get off, and told him that that horse was his, so why he should get down, and the rich man was actually trying to rob him. So we stop here, we give a break here, and inshallah in the next class we will read further. Now come to the new words so we could see the meaning. So come to the new words. The first word which we have here is disguise. Disguise is a word and it means to impersonate, bhej badalna. Actually, disguise means to change the appearance. And next word is mingle. Mingle is also a word. It means to mix with, ghul mil jana. The next word is first hand. First hand is adjective as well as adverb, but in our chapter it has been used as an adjective. So we will take also as an adjective. So its meaning is direct or immediate. In Urdu meaning is barahe rast. The other word is well-to-do. Well-to-do is also an adjective and it means wealthy or rich. Amir. Rags is noun and rags means old, torn clothes, phate purane kapde. Approach is also a verb. It means to come or to go towards. Badna, kisi ki janib badna. Dispute is a noun as well as a verb. but in our chapter still we are reading it as a noun. So we will see the meaning just like as a noun. So it means argument or disagreement. Jhagda, behas takrar. The next word is pronounce. Pronounce is also a word. It means to declare or to announce in a formal way. Bayan karna, faisla sunana. The next word here is swear. Swear is a word. It means to promise or to take oath. Urdu meaning qasam khana. Limping. Limp is actually a word, limp. But here in our chapter it has been used as a noun. So meaning is also a noun. Walking with difficulty. Limping means walking with difficulty. Ladkhadana. Hoof is noun and it means foot, especially of an animal. And Urdu meaning is som, khur. In easy meaning, we can say ghode ke paun. Mentioned is also a word. It means indicated, directed. Ishara kiya ya ishara karna. Reins is noun and reins actually is a pair of strap to control a horse or to guide a horse. Urdu meaning is lagam. The next word is lame. Lame is an adjective. It means disabled or limping. Mazur. The other word is dismount. Dismount is also a word and it means to get off, to get down, utarna. It is used especially when you are getting off a horse or you are getting off a bike, etc. Rob is also a word and it means to steal or to loot. Chori karna ya lootna. So this is all about this lecture. Inshallah in the next lecture we will read the chapter more and we will see that what would be the statement of beggar and what would be the decision of caliph. Till then, take care.